Hi guys, welcome to this video. This is where I'll show you what you need in order to build your own website and create it in 4 steps. You might not even need the last step, so it could end up being cheaper and quicker. You will always build and add to your website, so why not have yours totally unique and not comparable to everyone else within your niche and beyond. This video will follow a completely different pattern than every other website building video by not recommending Squarespace and WIx. Instead, we're going to focus on a different path where no coding is required. It's super simple to set up. It'll cost you under £200 and maybe take you a few hours. It's called WordPress. It is the platform with the highest percentage of sites worldwide by a significant margin. By the way, I'm not dismissing Squarespace and WIx as they are brilliant solutions, but everyone does completely ignore cheaper and more accessible options. And if you follow this advice, you'll gain a massive advantage over both of them. But that will depend entirely on your use case. For those who are unaware, both Squarespace and WIx work on a one website per subscription basis. But what I'll present will enable you to build multiple websites for a cheaper rate than just one with those two. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but if you only want to know about that, then head on over to chapter 4. The reason why you're seeing this on our channel is that we had no idea how to build a website, so we thought we should make this to show others what we learned. Let's get into it. To start, I'm going to go through the 4 elements we need to cover if you're looking at building your own website. You clicked on this video for that reason, right? We're going to go through all of them one by one, and there are affiliate links in the description, so we get a cheeky kickback to help fund our travels if you purchase through them. You may even get a discount as well. We're also going to talk about our experiences a lot, and as people who have absolutely no background in website development, it's mad how quick we were able to do this. So the 4 elements that you need to build a WordPress website are domain, hosting, theme builder, as well as a speed cacher. Now, number 4 might not be necessary to you as it completely depends on what content you'll publish on your website. The domain is your website address. Ours is calamitytravels.com and we purchase through Namecheap.com. They're the cheapest domain provider and in our experience have great customer service. Think about what you'd like your website name to be, head over to Namecheap via the link in the description, and then have a search. You'll have loads of different options depending on whether you want .com, .co.uk. Some are more expensive than others, but it's completely your preference, so pick whichever is right for you. You can also purchase a maximum of 10 years, but I'd recommend a couple of years to test it out first. Remember, baby steps, we're just at the start of our journey. We paid £7 a year for 4 years in advance, but they charged us in USD, so we had to use a Revolut card to get around those bank charges. Monzo is also another great option. If you have Starling, they're great too. Renewal fee do differ. Ours is around about £8 to £9 per year, depending on currency exchange, which will take into effect after the initial 4 years we purchased. So we purchased our domain in the summer of 2020 and got around to the following 3 steps 20 months later, because like you, we needed help figuring out what to do after purchasing the domain. We genuinely thought at that point we crushed it. We thought the only options that we had available to us was to buy through Squarespace and WIX, but they're rather pricey. And then all we would have to do next is actually design the website, but we needed to do something before that. The second step of building your website is hosting. Hosting is essentially where your website is stored. Think of the domain as an address and then the hosting as the postcode. Just don't overthink it. There are so many providers out there, but we settled on Siteground as a couple of friends use it for personal and client use. So if it's good enough for them, then it's definitely good enough for Calamity Travels. Siteground do offer domains, so please feel free to use them, but Namecheap.com was cheaper. However, you do have an added step if you purchase from Namecheap, which I think is worth saving a $5 a year. I've covered the action in a YouTube short linked in the description. It'll take you 30 seconds and you'll save roughly around about £5 to £6 a year, which I think is worth it, especially considering that 1 year of domain will set you back around about £7 or £8 depending on currency exchange. I'd also like to add that's probably the first technical step that you would have done at this stage, but if you do get stuck, then Siteground themselves are a terrific resource. They have their own YouTube channel. Please remember, this is not sponsored. It's just very helpful for you guys to know. I also have an excellent, on my days, example of how they helped me address a site issue later on, and I was very, very thankful for it, but we'll talk about that later. Remember to mark the renewal date on your calendar. The reason I say this is because you're in your early stages, right? You want to give this thing a crack, but you just don't know how to do it. Plus, you may change your mind later, so why pay a recurring fee for something you might not use? If worse does come to worse, you can always move hosting like you do your insurance or Simplan. However, if you can monetize your content, you may be able to deduct hosting costs as a business expense. Check out the affiliate link in the description, then you might get it for a discount. Awesome guys, you've now got your domain, your site address, your hosting, which is your site storage. It took you around about 20 minutes and you're already further than we were in 20 months. Mad. Let's move on to what you need to start designing your website. The site theme is essentially the layout of your website. There are so many options out there, and this is where building a website does get a tad overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you, so many questions. Who do you go with? What design should you choose? What if you change your mind later? What if you just want to test things out before committing? They are all valid concerns. As I said, there are tons of options out there, so many possibilities. How do you make the right choice and control how you want your website to look? I genuinely think this is the main deciding factor as to why so many people choose Squarespace or Wix over WordPress. I do, because they make the most daunting part of this whole process, building a website, completely seamless. However, I just cannot get on board with a lack of creative control. All the websites look the same. Maybe that's just me and nobody else sees it, but to me they all have minimal character and charm. I don't know, maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I believe if you're creating a website, you should have full flexibility on how you want it to look. And the fact is, I've seen a lot of Squarespace, I've seen a lot of Wix websites, and they do generally have the same recurring theme. They all look pretty similar. It's up to you. If you would like to save a little bit of cash and you want something 100% unique, WordPress, I believe, is the way, not Squarespace and Wix. But we will discuss so much more coming up. Deciding on a theme builder is something we really struggled with, but if you're watching this, you're not going to be struggling. Let's break down the two often best reviewed site builders for WordPress that we looked at. We have Elementor and we have Elegant Themes. Elementor offers a free version, which we found really restrictive. We also struggled with their paid version, so we went with Elegant Themes. They provide a web building solution utilizing a drag and drop system that just bloody works. To everyone's relief, there's also no coding necessary. It's called Divi, complete game changer for us. There are a ton of tutorials online. It comes with a few preloaded themes that swayed us into the decision, and they also offered a 30-day money-back guarantee, so we went all in. The price was $84, so we opted for the year version instead of the lifetime. But please pick whichever is right for you. Being allowed to use the theme on multiple domains convinced us it was the right move for us, as Natalie has her own website, kind of a daydream, and I also have one, thoughtsonsports.com. They're both at their early stages, but we have the hosting sorted, the website builder sorted, and all we needed to do was purchase an extra domain. So we essentially had 3 websites and we paid for 1. But please, if you're going to do that, make sure your hosting plan covers multiple websites if it appeals to you. For us, is a massive advantage over both Squarespace and Wix, as they work on a one website per subscription basis. And this method will enable you to build multiple websites for a cheaper rate by purchasing the 3 components individually, smushing them together rather than just one on those platforms. Plus, again, what you create will be 100% unique, 100% your own. There'll be no predefined templates and over 1,000 sites used with the same boring customer journeys. This is fully customizable with no coding. And if you are using Squarespace and Wix, I apologize. I genuinely think they're great products, but for us, I just think it didn't work out. We spent a few hours looking at YouTube tutorials online and we created a skeleton in a couple of hours. It took us a few days in Colombia to make the website you see now, with slight changes every now and then. So Divi is quite easy to grasp, to be fair. We absolutely adore the creative freedom this WordPress mixture provides us that we feel we don't get with Squarespace or Wix. I don't know, maybe we're just using them wrong, but this really worked for us. We can also create new headers and footers for countries and have customized layouts by country or whatever categories we choose. It's incredibly flexible and we can customize each page whilst keeping our site identity stable and unique. Massive factor. Before everyone shouts, I'm not saying Squarespace and Wix do not provide that. I'm just saying, considering everything, multiple websites, cheaper cost, 100% unique website, and a bunch of other stuff I've mentioned, WordPress was 100% the right choice for us, and perhaps it might be the right choice for you. It is the most common website platform out there and it's beyond simple. The extra work with plugins is definitely worth the cost saving and flexibility over Squarespace and Wix, especially again considering that this method allows you to test out side projects alongside your main one. It certainly does for us, but that might not be relevant for you, and of course you will have to stick within the parameters of the hosting package you chose. But let's be honest, you're not going to break them in your early days, and if you do, then you will likely get AdSense and affiliate deals, including sponsorships, and perhaps be able to expense hosting as a business expense. Winner. Do check out the affiliate link for Divi Elegant Themes down in the description. You'll save a little bit and you'll help fund our travels. Please let us know how you get on. This brings us to our last element required for building a website, but it's entirely optional depending on what content you'll publish. I'm going to explain in a second, but first let's recap. You've got your domain, you've got your hosting, and you just implemented your site theme, and now you have a website skeleton, and it would have cost you maybe around about, let's do the maths really quickly, maybe around about 160, 170 pounds for all of that, and that would have given you multiple years domain, would have given you 1 year hosting and 1 year for the site theme as well, and you can test out multiple projects, and it's already cheaper than Squarespace. So now you have a website skeleton, which, you know, is really funny. It makes me think of that old British cartoon with the family of skeletons, and they used to have a skeleton dog. I know, it used to be on after school, simpler times. Funny Bones, Natalie says. Definitely check out Funny Bones. Back to the website. So your website is functional. You can head over to your domain, people can see what you've published, and you can design it exactly how you want with no coding. Mad. But if your site is as content heavy as ours, then you will find a speed cacher a really helpful upgrade. The speed cacher will determine how quickly your website loads. And please remember to consider how important this is, especially if you share a lot of photo and video content like calamitytravels.com. Okay, remember I said earlier I had a great example of how Siteground helped me out? This is it. We opted for this because I tried free ones, but the website broke. I literally broke the website. I had to delete the entire website. But Siteground, the hosting platform, element 2 that we use, performed daily backups, and everything was recovered and set back to before that mistake of me messing around with things I knew nothing about. I was so cynical, especially when the Siteground guy on live chat told me to delete the bloody website and then restore it using their backup. Nah, sorry bro, no, not doing that. But I had no other choice. The site needed to be fixed. It was around about 2 a.m. in the morning. It wasn't even recognizable. So yeah, please take that as a cautionary tale and just invest into WP Rocket, which automatically sets the default settings for you to speed up your website. To check the speed of your website, check out Google Pagespeed and it'll tell you your rankings and areas you need to focus on. Our website went from a 3, yes, a freaking 3 on mobile to a 50. Now, with a couple of tweaks applied, we got it up to around about 80 in the PageSpeed test. So the affiliate link for WP Rocket is below. Remember, you won't pay any more, but we'll be helping fund our travels with a cheeky kickback fee that we get. A speed cacher is usually included with the subscriptions of Squarespace and Wix, so your website will rank well. That's another massive positive for those two platforms. That's it, guys. You now know what you need to do in order to build a fully functioning, unique website where you have 100% control and your website is one of a kind. You can also test out multiple side projects to your heart's content. But please remember, everything mentioned in this video is not groundbreaking, but I hope it'll give you the confidence and knowledge to show you precisely what to do in order to build your own unique website or multiple websites. Just please do not go expecting your website to score great and be lightning fast without some tweaks. You will have to learn some stuff, but in truth, that's all part of the process. Nothing worth having comes easy. Dr. Kelso, Scrubs, Mad Good Show.
Nothing in this world that's worth having comes easy.
And I know, I get it. And we felt the exact same way. The whole prospect of starting a website is so daunting, we procrastinated after step 1 for 20 months. Nearly 2 years. I wish I could give you all a good excuse, but it genuinely wasn't one, as all we knew what the first step was, but were then lost after that. All we needed was the knowledge, which is again one of the reasons why we're making this video. We even contemplated paying someone to build a website for us. It would have cost over £1,000 and wouldn't have included either of our personalities. If we had paid the £1,000, that would be around about 5 years, 4 to 5 years of following this instead. And we can alter it, we can change it, we can make such quick changes with the website. Trust me, follow this method to build your own website. You will be better off for it. There are tons and tons of pros to Squarespace and Wix that I'm missing, but it is not the only option. Whenever people think about websites, they're always like, oh, you know what, Squarespace, oh yeah, Wix. Okay, but then what if you want to test out multiple websites? Are you going to pay 3 different subscriptions to Squarespace and Wix, for example? If we wanted to do 3 different websites, how much it will cost for thoughtsonsports.com, kind of a daydream, and calamitytravels.com, we would probably have to pay in excess of £200 per project. That's £600. With this, we haven't even paid £200. Okay, we don't get the speed cacher with the other 2 websites, we only get it with 1. We get the site theme across all. We do have to purchase additional domains, but again, they're around about £7, £8 a year, so that's not too bad, and I'll take that saving over Squarespace and Wix any day. I'm sure there are other pros and cons to Squarespace that I'm missing, so please do let me know in the comments below. If you use it, what do you enjoy and what do you not enjoy about those products? Remember, you will always build and add to your website, so why not have yours totally unique and not comparable to everyone else within your niche and beyond? Let me know in the comments how long it took you to follow this advice. As I said at the start, I genuinely wish we knew about this back in July 2020, as it would have saved us so much time, so much anxiety. But in truth, we got there in the end, and we all got there because of these lovely Dutch couple that we met when we were in Colombia. They are bloggers, they are Vicetail, they are amazing. Please check them out on YouTube, check out their website. They are absolutely phenomenal, and they actually told us this is what we needed to do. So I genuinely hope everyone found this really helpful and knowledgeable. If you decide to start your website building journey, it would mean the world if you checked out the affiliate links in the description. It won't cost you anymore. You might even get a cheeky discount, but will ensure we get a cheeky kickback to fund our travels, as this is a traveling channel after all. We have some exciting plans this year, and you can read more about our trip to our 45th country of Singapore on our website, calamitytravels.com, and many more articles about our travels, and even watch some of our travel videos on YouTube. I'll leave the link to the article in the description. This year we have some amazing plans. We're hopefully going to go South America, Central Asia. We might even go back to the Far East where we were a few months ago. Mad. There are some things which you can do to speed up your website for free, which I may share in another video. We only learned it a couple of weeks ago, but like my boy Denzel says, progress, not perfection. If you guys would like to know what that is, just let us know in the comments below and we will make a video covering it. But for now, we're going to enjoy the weather. The ice just started to come back to London. We're not going to be able to travel, but hey, that's the UK for you. Thanks for watching. Toodles. It's fine, keep it on. Paying someone else to do it for us, not worth it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Toodles.